It's only been 2 weeks.
If you're interested, it has only been 2 weeks. It feels like forever. If you're interested in learning more about Central Massachusetts and or about David Hill, you're in the right place. This is Wanna Move There, Season 3, the remix, with me, Derek Bicksler, here in Carlisle and Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. I'm joined by my co-host on the other side of David, Krista.Lorenzo, over there in Pittsburgh. And like I said, in the middle, we've got David Hill in Central Massachusetts, and we might get a little bit more specific on the place as we go here and talk about it. But David, we have a little initiation thing we do with everybody. First of all, you can say hello and then pick a number between 1 and 40, and I have a random question for you.
All right. Well, hello, and I'll pick number 37.
Sweet. It's not one of, I've started, you see, having to keep track of the ones we've already done. So 37 is not one of them. And I'll go my handy dandy list. 37. If you could instantly master any instrument, which would you choose? If you could play any instrument really good, which one would you play? Or maybe you already play one.
I do not play an instrument. Which one would I play if I could? Wow, that's an interesting question.
I'd be piano for
never
sure.
Really thought about it.
My parents played piano. We always had a piano in the house. You can have electric one. You can play it in earphones. Kind of cool. You can do it till you're old. Maybe with guitar, because that's cool. Trumpet. I played trumpet in the band, and yes.
I think drums would be cool.
Drums, yeah. Well, you know what? I'm going to go with piano because my grandmother, she always played the piano, and she was amazing at it. And she used to play it. They used to invite her everywhere to come play the piano for groups of people. And so I used to goof around on her piano when I was a kid. Actually, we have her piano downstairs, although I don't know how to play it. My mom gifted it to us when my grandmother passed away. So I'm going to go with the piano today.
If you had any desire, you could YouTube how to do it. My daughter taught herself how to play the drums and guitar, just YouTubing it. Not well, but
yeah. Well, yeah. If I ever decide to do it, I will definitely YouTube it. That's for sure.
You might have to tune it. Is it a wall piano or like a baby grand or something?
Yeah, it's a wall piano mostly, and yeah. But she used to go out and play the baby grand pianos and do her thing.
That's so cool. Amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, she was awesome. Cool grandmother.
Was she in that area? Did you grow up there, or was it where did she play? Is my question.
Well, she played mostly at the senior centers and sometimes at different restaurants and events. I don't know. I was really, really young, so I don't know if I don't have all the details for you, but I know she was. Everybody knew her from the piano, and she was involved in the Jewish community, so the temple and the senior center and all that good stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, she had to be pretty good if everybody knows her. She's doing it around town. Maybe she was get paid for it sometimes.
They invited her.
Dorothy Liebman was her name, and yeah, everybody knew her around town, and they wanted her to play the piano. So I always remember that about her. She was really good.
Nice. And that's a good segue into talking about you and where I think Krista started asking if you grew up there. Did you grow up in the area?
Did you grow up in Massachusetts?
Technically, yes. I mean, we grew up in New York, but we moved up here when I was very young, maybe 11 or 12. So I would say for the most part, yeah, I spent all those years here, and it's where I riding my bike and running around with the kids and doing all the other things that kids do, jumping over everything and just being crazy. That's what boys do, right? So yeah, I did, I guess, technically grow up here.
So I did not hear an accent talking to you until you said York.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah. Well, I was just in New York, and everybody was like, we don't get your accent. Where are you from? And I was like, Boston. Oh, okay, now I get it.
How far are you from Boston?
About 30 minutes west of Boston,
okay.
But obviously, depending on traffic, Boston, it could be an hour and a half with traffic or 30 minutes without traffic.
Yeah.
So but that's, so we do primarily central Massachusetts real estate. I would say the price point is we're probably 30 to 40% below the prices in Boston.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if it's awesome. I
Well.
mean, I wish we were doing
If you're buying,
if we
it's awesome.
yeah, if we want to go to Boston, we could do that, but then you're dealing with the commute and everything else. So yeah, we have a nice price point though. I can't complain, that's for sure.
And what is your favorite food?
Oh gosh, you guys with these questions. My favorite food. That should be an easy question to answer, but I guess I'm going to go with spaghetti and meatballs. It's always been. I don't eat it as much, but I love spaghetti and meatballs, and I like salmon. And, yeah, but I eat a lot of chicken, to be honest with you. Chicken breasts. I eat a ton of chicken breasts.
I eat a ton of chicken, but it's not my favorite.
That's right. Yeah, but it's somewhat healthy, and it's it's consistent, and it works.
Absolutely.
So,
And what was the last book you read or listened to?
Well, I'm listening right now. I went back old school, and I'm listening to John Maxwell's 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. We're doing it we have a connect group in our church, and that was the book we all selected this month. So I'm going back, and it's been great listening to that again and thinking about my leadership level, which I thought it was real higher until I read that book again.
Funny when we go back to those basics, what we're missing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We always whenever anything slows down, everyone's like, what are you going to work on? And everyone's like, I need to go back to basics. Those things that we kind of just let go and stop thinking about are sometimes the really important things. And do you like TV or streaming any shows?
Yeah, I mean, I tend to watch if I do watch TV, which I don't watch a lot of it, but I'll watch Netflix and YouTube TV. I think, I watch a lot of stuff on AI. I'm really fascinated by the changes coming with artificial intelligence and cryptocurrency. So I spend a lot of time on that. And then sometimes I'll just geek out on, or veg out on some Netflix typically has. I love not documentary, but there's the great show on Tour de France. So watching the cyclists, or that was one. There's another one on Formula One, and so things like that.
The Untold
really
one? Is that the Untold? I think there's a series called Untold, and then there's a football one. There's a race. It sounds like maybe that's what
could be. Yeah, I mean NASCAR has one, Formula. So every year they essentially are kind of giving you the highlights of what happened last year.
That'd be really good.
And so it's really cool. So I mean, I'm into I love I follow NASCAR, F1, Grand, what's it called? The IndyCar is my favorite. So yeah, I kind of geek out on high performance cars and stuff. It's kind of my thing.
I like the NASCAR ones the best.
Yeah, NASCAR is great. Well, they're in playoffs now, so looks like Ryan Blaney, though. I don't know if you're following it all, but it looks like Ryan Blaney may take it this year, but we'll see.
Yeah. There's a good Netflix one I'm watching right now. It's about the Dallas Cowboys.
Oh my gosh, I finished that. Yeah, that was amazing.
So good.
Yes, that was amazing.
I'm in episode 4 right now, and I find myself getting addicted to it and getting sucked in.
It's good, and it just shows Jerry Jones. He needs to maybe step back and let go a little bit. There you go, back to the leadership thing, right? The lid, the law of the lid. Although obviously he's extraordinarily successful, you can't take that away from him. But he's probably not the guy to run that team anymore.
Right.
Well, he's definitely not.
Yeah. At the part I'm at, he's still doing okay, but still, no one likes him then, even when he's doing good.
Well, yeah.
And what kind of music do you like to listen to?
I listen to all kinds of music. I listen to worship music a lot. Very diverse. I could be listening to worship music, to hip hop, to house music, to AC/DC, right? Whatever.
It said hip hop in your form. I think you completed the questionnaire a long time ago, so you probably don't remember what you put on there, but it said hip hop.
Yeah, I don't.
And I was reading it. I was excited because I don't think we've had anybody say hip hop so far, and I'm a hip hop person. So I'm gonna ask the cliche question: Pac or Biggie? I was just actually thinking about this morning. Which
I knew you were going to ask that
ask
question when you said hip hop.
What's your
Yeah, I'm a Tupac. I go Tupac guy. I mean, although Biggie's no joke. They're both outstanding. But yeah, I definitely, if I have to pick one, I got to go with Tupac.
I was this morning during my workout. I was listening to. There happened to some played that had a Tupac sample in it, and then I was like, "Ooh, I forgot about Pac. I didn't listen to that." And it's good amp music, so I was looking up
Absolutely.
More of his music, and then a lot of AI stuff started popping, like news, like songs that I was like, "This is not Pac," or this is weird. Wild. And then I couldn't even trust that. I would look at who made it, and it was some DJ like that is AI. But I was then thinking about it, I was like, Pac's way better. I mean, had more out. He just did more. How could you? It's not even a comparison. I don't. Yeah. But go ahead.
I was just going to say on Pandora, there's a good Tupac radio channel. I like that one for the gym too.
Yeah. Do you ever watch Drink Champs?
Drink.
You know what that is, David? It's on YouTube, so that'll be up your alley if you like watching stuff on YouTube. Drink Champs. It's Nori and I forget the co-host. Some hip hop kind of guy, but it's Noriega and this co-host, and they have like old school like Third Base and like Mobb Deep. They just had LL and like Too Short and a bunch of people on. It's one of my. I can't believe I didn't know about it. It popped up in my thing at some point, and I was like, "What?" The Third Base one got me.
Wait, what's the name of it? I have to write this down.
I love it.
Yeah, but they have everybody on there, all the old school people. That's where I heard Mobb Deep has a new album coming out. A lot of these new albums by the old people are not the greatest, but I still give them a chance. I actually like LL's and Will Smith's album. I actually kind of like. But anyhow, all right, we should probably move on to Worcester. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, what was the name of it? I want to write it down.
Of what?
That show.
Oh, Drink Champs.
Drink?
Yep, Drink Champs.
Like the drink? Okay, cool.
Yep. Drink Champs.
And it's all yellow and black, like coloring on the thumbnails and stuff. You'll know it when you find it.
Okay. All right, sorry, move along.
I think they even had they have some obscure people that like if you don't follow hip hop you would have no idea who they were, but they also have some big name people and stuff. But all right, let's get to the place. Now, I got my map up here. Like I said, we said Central Massachusetts, but are we dialing in any further than Central Massachusetts, or maybe Central Massachusetts? That term means a certain thing.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
would that be Worcester?
That it's like the center of the state. Yeah. So Worcester is like dead almost in the center, not quite the center, but if you keep moving towards the center, it's just all woods. So Worcester's the biggest city. Well, Boston's the largest city in Massachusetts. Worcester's the second largest city. By far, and then you'd have Springfield, which is further west. Other than that, it's just a lot of towns. You don't really have many cities with big buildings and stuff. So Worcester's growing tremendously. We've got a lot of. You're saying
Worcester? Is that Worcester or Worcester?
Yeah, I don't know. It depends, I guess, where you're from, right? We call it Worcester. I don't know how that happened, but that's how we pronounce it. But I think anybody else without knowing that would definitely looks like it says Worcester, right?
Yeah.
Or Worcester, I guess would it be, because there's no H in there.
Worcester.
Well, there's our first lesson. We all wanted to learn something here today, and I would have never said that. And you were saying it, and I was like, what are you talking about? Where is it on the map?
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, Worcester's exploded, though, in the last couple of years. Since I was a kid, we have the Red Sox have their farm team here now, so they play their games here. We have a brand new baseball stadium. We have tons of new buildings going in. We have 7 colleges. We have College of Pharmacy. We have WPI. I mean, it's just a great city. We have tons of biotech. We have UMass expanding all over the place. The city's like really, really exploding. And
it looks beautiful.
The values have really blown up. Yeah, there's our city hall down there that's been around for for a long time. Yeah, it doesn't. I
How
think
far did
that's
you say
those
to
are some
Boston?
older pictures, huh? We're about
How
30
far did you
minutes.
say to Boston?
Well, I get again depending on traffic, but let's say an average to say 40. It take you 45 minutes to get to downtown Boston from Worcester. Yeah,
Yeah, so it would make sense, I guess. Boston's a major city like Philadelphia. You travel an hour in any direction, and then the overflow and the growth kind of moves out, and all the places around Philly do well too. So that makes sense, I guess.
yeah. I think a lot of people are using Worcester as an alternative now because we do have a commuter rail, which we didn't have when I was a kid. I mean, that's probably been around for about 15 years now, but we have a commuter rail that you can get right to Boston on the train. There's just a lot more opportunity in Worcester now than there had been before. So it's really, really growing.
Do you think a lot of the commuters do the train or drive in?
I think it's mixed. I think the traffic it's tough, the traffic. So that's a good question. You know what? To be honest with you, I don't know the answer to that question because I don't commute to Boston. But
Are there
I know
toll roads there?
there are toll roads, but now with the the opening them up, there's no tolls anymore. They've also expanded some of the roads going into Boston where there used to be 2 lanes. Now they're 3 and 4 lane roads. So that certainly helps with congestion. So I think it's a combination of both. And I got to imagine too now with self-driving cars, although we don't see a lot of them out here yet, that'll help as well with people commuting. Where crap, I'll take a Tesla. It's just going to drive me to Boston, and I could do all my work in the back seat.
Yeah,
That'd be nice.
I was always scared of that, but the more work I have to do, the more I'm like, hey, it would be really nice if I could work while I'm driving.
Yeah.
More so than I already do.
For sure. The new Amazon, I think they're called Zooks or something like that. It's basically just a cube. There's no steering wheel. There's no fake driver thing. It's just a room that you get into basically, and it drives you around. It's pretty sweet.
Oh,
I don't know how the Teslas do it. Because if you've ever seen a Waymo, there's like cameras and there's like crazy amount of stuff all over the thing. And then a Tesla's just riding around like a regular car with some like regular Logitech cameras on it all over the place or something. So it's like crazy how it can do the same thing, or maybe it can't quite do the same thing. But yeah, I'm with you. If they can,
I think Tesla's are probably Tesla's like the most advanced. I think they are the most advanced. You see them in Vegas a lot. And there's just nobody in the car. It's just driving around. There's no camera. I don't mean there's cameras in the car, but there's no cameras on the outside of the car or anything.
Right.
It's just all sensors and GPS.
Oh, yeah, there's cameras everywhere. Yeah, it's cameras.
Yeah.
It's cameras and LiDAR. If you've ever seen, you can find the video of like what the thing is seeing. That's pretty bonkers of all the like.
Oh, yeah. I'm just saying, you don't see it. At least.
Oh, right. Yeah. You're not looking at it.
Yeah.
No,
you're right.
Totally.
I'm sure there's cameras and LiDAR or whatever you call it, GPS everywhere on it. Yeah, it's wild though with technology,
Yeah. So what
then
do you
what's
do for fun? Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I saw a museum and got excited.
What do I do for fun?
Yes. Or what
do you do for fun there?
Yeah.
Nothing. I just work all the time. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kind of kidding, but I just did an Ironman race this past weekend out in New York. So that was, I don't know if that was fun or not, but it was rewarding. I had my family come out. We spent, 3 days out in Long Island, and it was awesome. Big group of us. So I love fitness and things. And locally, I coached my daughter's softball team, and we have a lot of nice restaurants. And I try to golf when I can here and there, but I don't know. I work a lot. I'll be honest with you. I love creating things, and when I'm not in my real estate business, I'm doing. We're building out a CRM right now. It uses AI agents and AI chatbots, and so just programming those agents to be effective. It's super cool. Like what on my real estate signs right now, we use a number that's answered by an AI agent. So anytime somebody calls one of our signs, you're not going to get a person on the phone. You're going to get the name's Penny, which is my youngest daughter, It's gonna say, "Hi, my name is Penny. I'm an agent with AI agent with Central Mass Homes. Just to let you know, this call is being recorded. What can we get your information on?" And sometimes people engage, sometimes people hang up. But even if they hang up, what happens is then I get an email saying, "Hey, you just got a call from this number," and also it sends them a text right away as soon as they hang up, saying, "Hey, thanks for calling Central Mass Homes. If you need more information, click this link and you can connect with somebody, and here's the phone number," and blah, blah, blah. So it's a great way to kind of leverage the phones and be able to capture every inbound call. And sometimes people go deep with it. It's pretty cool. The AI does, I think, a better job of qualifying than 90% of the humans I know. Yeah, because there's no emotion. It just asks the questions. It's not worried about asking the question. Oh my gosh, am I going to offend somebody?
What are they going to say? Yeah.
Get upset with me? It's just like, nope. Just ask the next question.
I never thought of that. That it's asking the question like without an emotional bias, whereas we have so many thoughts behind what we're asking.
Absolutely, yeah, 100%.
So, and it shows in our voice probably and how we're totally.
Well,
one inspection company around here, it's a lady that works at the inspection company, but she sounds like an AI. And every time I talk to her, I'm like, this is not like before AI was even a thing. She's very and if you stray from her, what she says, she'll bring it back to what she says kind of. And it's like, but very understandable and everything. But Tracy might be AI. They could switch to AI at any point and none of us would ever know.
Yeah, she's an android.
Sometimes I feel like AI too. Yeah. Because you say the same things over and over again too, and you feel like, oh, say this again and say it again.
I'm too much of a spaz to be AI.
So are there any unique things about, I did look up a couple things and I can rattle them off here. Maybe you know or don't know about them, but are there any unique things that people outside of the area, other than calling it Worcester and not Worcester, that you could tell people? Is there any foods it's known for or any isms or things it's known for, unique things?
I think, we have a lot of colleges. I know that we have, I think we have, 8 pretty large universities here. So it's a great city for schools. We have a great nightlife down. There's a Shrewsbury Street has a tremendous old school Italian food. We got a lot of really old Italian restaurants and or the not the Kenmore Diner, but I can't think of the name of it. There's a diner on Shrewsbury Street. It's been there for 110 years maybe, and it just has an amazing. In the morning they do a breakfast, and then and then they do a lunch. So yeah, I think the food is nice. Although I'm not a huge foodie, but it's just a nice town. I mean, it really is a nice little city. It's kind of like you ever had it's like a city, but it's like this small, the city where it's got the town feel where everybody knows everybody, and it's interesting because they just brought in a Ruth Chris Steakhouse, which we've never had before. So so we're getting all fancy now downtown with Ruth Chris. But I don't know how many people want to go there in Worcester. I don't know if I want to spend $80 to have dinner. So mostly it's people I think coming in from the outside that eat there, which work at the hospitals and stuff. We've got a lot of hospitals. UMass is really exploding, which is helping with the infrastructure in Worcester. It's really, really a booming town. It's starting to be a booming little city.
Do you think that the people moving there are mostly coming from Boston, or do you think it's people who are coming from other states that are trying to avoid the hustle and bustle of Boston?
Yeah, a lot of people are coming to Worcester as an alternative to Boston. I don't know if people in Boston would probably move to Worcester. I mean, maybe, but I think it would be more the other way around. In Boston is, price wise is probably double, in some cases 4x what it costs to live in Worcester, So a lot of people see Worcester as a great alternative to Boston because you can get there in an hour on a commuter rail. It's got a good nightlife. It has great restaurants, great tech. So yeah, I think you see a lot of people saying, well, I don't want to pay Boston prices,
Right.
so I'm willing to do an hour commute each way and, get a really, really nice house for half what I would pay in Boston, if not less than half, to be honest with you.
That's huge.
Oh yeah, it's Boston is no joke. And you can get into some multi-million dollar properties as opposed to
Oh yeah.
$600,000, $700,000, $800,000 properties in Worcester.
So do you eat lots of beans? What's the food? I'm thinking while you're talking, I'm sitting here thinking of like what kind of food, what's Massachusetts, Boston, or like it's close to Boston, and all I can think of is beans, right? So is there a food in Boston or
personally
Massachusetts?
don't eat a lot of beans at all. I try to stay away from them, but it's a good, what does Boston eat, man? You're just not, my wife.
You do have maple sugar a lot up there, so maybe like maple stuff or something.
Yeah, my wife would be much better at this particular question than me. She's a little more of a foodie, but I know, what about, listen, lobster, right? We have lobster rolls. I think seafood, right? You're right on there's a lot of fishing, off the, Boston, off the shore, off the harbor, all that stuff going out to sea. So I think seafood is always good. If you ever get in here, the lobster rolls are fantastic. More so though in like Maine, I think in New Hampshire than Boston. But
I've never been to Maine or New Hampshire. I've been to Boston a couple times. My husband and I do baseball tours, so we went there for a game and absolutely loved it.
It's a
and
cool
the area,
stadium, right?
it was just so cool to like walk around. Like you feel like you're part of the neighborhood whenever you're just walking through there. Yeah, it was very cool.
Like right there in the neighborhood. You can really stand out on the street and hear the whole baseball game if you wanted to. Like right downtown. Yeah, you can't really see it, but it's like right downtown. Yeah, neat.
We actually ended up going. We went to a night game, and then the next day we're like, "What do you want to do?" And we looked on StubHub, and we went back again the next day and went to a day game, and it was a really neat environment.
Well, like I was saying, they built the Red Sox has the farm team called the Woo Sox, which are right in Worcester. It's a brand new stadium. It's not brand new. Maybe it's 5 years old now, and it's super nice. But the cool thing about it is you literally could be out on like I think it's Canal Street, and there's like a platform, and you literally could just like probably watch the game.
Yeah.
From the street without even going into the stadium. It's pretty neat. It's a really, really nice stadium. And they do a lot of events and stuff like that there as well.
We went to a farm team. It was down in like Myrtle Beach. They were called the Pelicans. I forget whose farm team they were, but it was like a really neat environment to like, it's the same exact as like a big game. Oh, and at that one, they had a dog that was like the bat boy. A dog went out and picked up the bat.
An actual dog or
like an actual dog?
Oh, yeah. That's cool. Hey.
Yeah.
It's good. Dogs trained well. Maybe it was an AI dog.
Yeah.
May not even been a real dog. Might have been
We're too stuck on AI.
I think everything's AI now. So
I know, right?
Yeah. You don't know what is and what isn't. As a matter of fact, all three of us might be AI.
Right. I'm working on
that's the dream, really, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Clone you might like. Actually, I'm in the middle of it. Going to finish after this. Neil Patel, if you know who that is. He's got some AI workshop. Today's it was like 4 hours long. It might still be going. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Neil Patel. And I guess there's a day 2. I just stumbled upon it, and then they said day 1, so maybe there's another.
Oh, I'll have to look it up.
I don't know who Neil Patel is, but I know I get like 3 emails from him a day. They do not slow down. So eventually I'll jump on one of his things. It's funny you just said his name, because the only reason I didn't unsubscribe is because sometimes I find his stuff compelling. And so I'm always thinking, okay, well, if he caught my attention, what can I use from this to catch other people's attention,
Yeah, he's pretty big time. Like a lot of the other gurus, quote Neil Patel. He's the one that coined the term search. It's search everywhere optimization now, not search engine optimization.
Yes.
But yeah, he's a person you could trust and go to for sure.
Good to know. That's good to know. Thank you.
What was I going to say? So what about the real estate It looks like a pretty historic place here in Pennsylvania, both where Krista and I are. You got stuff from the 1800s and even before, but a lot of historical buildings that we saw when we were looking at pictures. So what's the real estate like? I'm imagining in Worcester, I'm trying to say this properly, Worcester proper downtown. It's kind of the old stuff.
Yeah.
Some's rebuilt, some's not, some's renovated, some not. And then as you go out, do you have normal kind of suburbs, 80s up to new?
I think you just described it perfectly. I mean, it's just kind of like a hodgepodge of everything. You got new buildings coming up downtown. You got, subdivisions that were built 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And then Worcester's just kind of there's so much different. You got buildings from 100 years old, a lot of 3 families, 2 families. And then you got houses built. So you'll have a block. You may have, like literally like 2 or 3 multifamily buildings and a couple of new houses. And it's wild. And then you got some old brick buildings and so, certain areas though, it's, they've redeveloped the whole area, but Worcester's really dynamic where there's so much different architecture that I think sometimes it makes it more challenging to kind of figure out what things are actually worth because you're comparing like, well, hold on, I got a new construction house and it's being compared against a house that's 100 years old, but it's, it's all renovated. And so what is it, what is it really worth? And so, yeah, it's a cool area. It really is. It's got a lot of history and a lot of unique infrastructure.
I love that.
As far as fire goes, go with the old house.
Fire?
It will burn much slower. It'll probably still be standing there after the fire's put out. You could redo it, and the plastic house will be in smithereens and kill 2 firemen.
Yeah,
Did you learn that in firefighting class?
Are you a firefighter, Derek?
The old timber takes forever. I just sold 2 houses that had fires. And in the you could see it. It was burnt, and it just still fine. The other houses would be gone.
Well, hopefully we don't have to deal with any fires. Funny story is one of my first sales ever. When I first got my real estate license, we were supposed to close, and the house got struck by lightning the night before the closing. It was new construction, and it caught a fire in one of the third floor. On the second floor, one of the bedrooms got all burnt out, so they had to go in and fix it. How random is that? That was one of my first deals. I'm like, this is a weird business. Like, 25 years ago, but I've never had another house get struck by lightning ever and catch fire.
I've never had one that I've known of in 26 years.
Yeah,
especially the day
I'm going
before
on 24.
closing.
So
wow.
Yeah. So, but it's an interesting business because you always, it's always different every day.
Yep.
Seeing different stuff and different people, and yeah, it's a crazy business sometimes.
For sure.
And that's funny because I looked up. I asked ChatGPT some questions to ask somebody, and that was one of the questions. What you just said.
About the different houses?
No, it was, where was it? I just blanked. I'm doing 8 things at a time.
About the fire?
What's a funny story? What's a funny, unique story about selling real estate or something to that effect? So lightning fits that bill for sure, I would say.
Well, I'll tell you
Krista?
my favorite one. So we were a long time. It was probably a year in the business, and I'm showing a property, and I'm with this guy Jim Black, and we're walking out of a property, and I'm like, did you hear something? And you heard this really faint. It was like, ow. And I'm like, Jim, did you hear something? And he's like, no. I'm like, let's listen. And you heard like, ow. And literally the guy. So what happened was we heard it again. So we went over to the house next door. There was an older guy, and what happened is his electric wheelchair went down the stairs, and he was pinned at the bottom of the stairs underneath his electric wheelchair. It was crazy. So, we got in, we broke the door, we called the police, we got the wheelchair off the guy. We might have saved the guy's life. Like if we weren't there showing that, it was a vacant house. If we weren't there showing that vacant house, we may have saved that guy's life. That's
Absolutely.
one of the wildest stories. Yeah. So again, never had that happen again. So many stories. It was a fist fight. One time we were showing a multifamily, the tenant opens the door, and then as soon as she opened the door, she just punched the landlord right in the face, and they started going back and forth. I'm like, wow, this is a crazy business.
Wow.
Like, I've seen everything. So, yeah. But anyway,
Mine
those
is
are
not that exciting here.
some of the more challenging things. Yeah. But then there's a lot of good things too. But yeah, but like I said, I think we might have saved that guy's life, and so that was super, super cool. And his family was like thanking us, and
Aw.
so yeah, that was nice.
Did you sell the
Yeah.
house next door?
No, we didn't. At least not that I can remember. So I don't think so. But yeah,
After 24 years, there's a lot of them.
there's a lot of them. Yeah.
Yeah, those are pretty good ones.
Yeah.
I've had a dead person in a house, and I had a pipe burst on Christmas Eve in a commercial property. That's probably the biggest two things that ever happened to any of mine.
A dead person's pretty interesting.
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, natural causes. It was like a $30,000 rental downtown. Some investor was getting rid of a bunch. They showed it. The people texted me immediately, said, we didn't really show it. We walked in, it smelled really bad, and we left. And I was like, well, they got crappy tenants in there. There's probably trash or whatever. Then I texted the owner. It took him like 12 hours to get back to me. And what he did, he's like, oh, yeah, he's dead in there. We had to get him out. So he was dead up there while they were in there. And that's what was stinking. They ended up buying it, though. They didn't care. It's a 30. They just ripped out the carpet and put another renter in.
Wow.
And you don't have to tell. We did tell them. I had talked to my legal hotline, and we erred on just telling people. Who cares?
Yeah.
But yeah, sweet. Well, go ahead.
Hold on a second.
Do you have a dead person story?
No, but my wife texted me 45 minutes ago that I needed to take banana bread out of the oven. 20 minutes ago.
Oh, snap.
So,
well, we're about to close it out anyway. So.
Yeah. So let me, if you want to close it now in abrupt ending, or you want to let me run downstairs and make sure there's no fires at our house. Speaking of fires right now.
No, we're good. I was about to just tell everybody where they can find you. All those places you can see on the screen, hit them up. Ticker at the bottom. And if you need to reach Krista or I, feel free to reach out to us for Harrisburg and Carlisle or Pittsburgh or anywhere in the world or country. We know people all over the place, including David up in Worcester. Now we all know how to say it. Hit him up there, and he's on all the socials and everything. And maybe next time, David, we'll get into what you wanted to be when you were a kid. But for now, we'll let you go. And
I wanted to be a race car driver, man. I wanted to be a race car driver. It didn't happen, unfortunately, but maybe in the next life. So
you can still do
all
it.
right. Well, amen. Well, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. It was fun. And
Thank you.
Have a great rest of your day.
All right, get your bread out of the oven.
All right.
Bye.
Later. Thanks everybody for watching and listening. Peace out.